So it starts off in Burke with this random sheep being snatched to its doom. His bro said, damn, that's tough, and walked over to its spot. That's free food. But they can't let the dragons take their food, so the Vikings are trying to stop them, but it's not gonna work. They need to do better. Hiccup is running up the hill, but almost gets burnt to a crisp. His dad had to take him and point at him for the camera. Look at this fool, and throw him off the screen. Then proceeded to take up this thing and throw it at the dragon's cranium. And he's not even worried about the people in the village that are being set on fire, hearing the screams in the back. He's only worried about the fit. Cost too much doubloons to be letting this fit catch on fire. Hey little bro, back away from the weapons, plus you're weak and you're chopped. Why does that matter? Look, let me show you. But while all this is happening, Stoick is holding his hammer, smacking this dragon from left to right, to then look up and almost got blasted by a Knife Fury. And Hiccup is explaining that a Knife Fury never takes food. He just destroys things. What you mean he don't take food? He must be one of them vegans. Someone put him down, please, I'm begging you. So Stoick goes to wrangle up these dragons, telling this one to shut up with his hot breath. And Tothless is at the edge of the cliff waiting to shoot at the Knife Fury. It shoots a fireball at this building, and Tothless saw a shadow and decided to put on his police outfit. We shooting at anything that's black, I don't care. Shoots at it and it falls down somewhere in the distance. And now he's all excited, about to graduate from the police academy tomorrow. But he turns around to realize he's fooled, wiped that smirk off his face and got to sprinting. His dad saw that and said, damn, who let him out the house? Saw them nasty ass teeth and told him to go brush them, all that plaque. Stood back up and he ain't even flinch. Made sure to even fix his hat, told y'all he only cares about the drip. The dragon started squinting, couldn't believe its eyes. What you mean he not scared of me? This must be because of my auntie that had kids with donkey. Did everlasting damage to our reputation. Tried to take him off the map, but was all out of juice. Stoick started balling up his fist. Look at the dragon's arms. It can't even scratch its back, let alone put up his guard. Walked up and rocked it. And went for their combo. Left, right, field goal is good. And all the dragons leave them alone. Stoick went ahead and dragged Hiccup over to the side and said, listen here kid, I've got to figure out how I'ma feed these people. Bro, let's be serious, I'm looking at about 10 Rod Waves standing right behind me. Had them holding their stomach weight at least 200 pounds lighter than Rod Wave, bro. So Hiccup goes out to the forest to try and find the Knife Fury that he shot. But he was having a hard time until he got smacked in the face by a branch. And then he saw the gigantic path leading down the hill and decided to go down there. He crawls over, sees something black and said, oh shit, it's one of them Wakanda forever type people. Looked back over and saw that it was the Knife Fury he caught. Made his way over there and started pointing his knife. Any sudden movement and he gonna say a slur. But the dragon opened its eyes, saw Hiccup and said, ah damn it, I got caught by one of them scrawny ones, and closed back its eyes out of its prime. It's getting caught by a bum. But then it said, hold on, what's taking so long? The Michael Jackson concert starts in 15 minutes, let's hurry this up please. Opened back his eyes to see Hiccup cutting the ropes and got up to push him against the rocks, but decided he wasn't worth his time. Turned around and left. He's too hungover anyways. So he goes back home and his dad is like, hold this little nigga. But dad, I don't want to kill dragons. No, I always knew you weren't my kid. I mean, look at you. Ain't no way your mom ain't cheat on me. And then he leaves. He's going to try and start a second family somewhere else. So Hiccup goes to train to learn how to fight dragons, and bro opens up the gate. And the dragon must have been held up behind the bars for 50 years. Bro can't even drive no more, drifting into the wall. They all sprint to pick up a shield while Hiccup is out there being a dumbass. Unc had to help him out and pushed him. Hiccup not gonna last a day fighting Barney, let alone a whole dragon.
I had to ask you, what are those?
What's wrong with them?
Nigga, what's wrong with them? You got on the Benjamin Franklin Civil War loafers. Penny loafer, no penny having 1920s hobo looking road circus security shoes.
They all make some noise to throw the dragon off its game. It's seeing straight scribbles. I asked my friend about the word Google once. Tell me why the nigga had to put the screen to his eyes and still needed some glasses to see. Without them, boy must have thought the word Google was written in Swahili. But the dragon smelled some, said, oh, it must be his ugly ass, and tried to boom him. Even tried hitting Hiccup, who just twinkle toes back to safety. Hiccup is not paying attention and almost gets his head taken off, and now he runs after the shield. But the dragon chases him down, corners him against the wall, and takes a sniff. Said, oh yeah, he a bitch. You're not gonna miss him anyways. Gets ready to end him, but he gets saved. They should have let it put a trigger, but whatever. Hiccup goes back to the forest to find the Knife Fury and realizes it can't fly, it's still off the Casa Amigos. Started taking notes. What if I give it some wine next? Maybe it gonna start speaking Italian and wearing a suit. But he realizes that it can't fly away because there's a part of its tail that's missing. So whenever it flies, it gets slumped. Hiccup goes back home to get something to eat and Unc drops a book on the table. It's a book with all the details about dragons. Hiccup is like, yo Astrid, baby, let me get that book. Here you go, little nigga. And he looked to his right, looking for the imaginary camera. But even the camera don't want him. Has him looking like a fool. Where is he looking at? But he gets to reading the book. But every time he turns the page, he's seeing a different type of dragon. And it's saying to kill on sight. Until he gets to the page of the Night Fury. And it's blank. All it says is to never engage and to hide. And hope it doesn't find you. It gonna take your life. And I was like, oh no! Since when King Von reincarnated as a dragon? But he gets back to the Night Fury and becomes friends with it, calling the dragon Tothless. And that's when he saw the opportunity. Said he needs him a Hellcat. Told Tothless to stop moving. He's trying to mod his new car. Hooked it up to the tail and went for a little spin around the block. But ended up getting skipped like some rocks. And Tothless crashed into the water. He went back to training. Where they have him fighting this dragon with this nasty breath. He saw that there were 2 heads and was like, nah, back up, monstrosity, back up. Turned out he had some mint in his jacket. They haven't brushed their teeth in weeks. This is their kryptonite. He rushes back to his Hellcat and he turned it into a manual, has the gear shifter and all. And at the same time, he's learning things about dragons and are using these tactics during his training. His dad comes back from his trip and hears about this and it's like, no way. What you mean no way? He's your son, you know. Hiccup. Stoick couldn't believe it. Had to make sure bro wasn't talking to himself. We talking about this little nigga. He not even mine for real. Whole time Hiccup is out there trying to learn how to drift. He not worried about killing no dragons. And then his seatbelt unhooked. And now Tothless is acting like he don't know how to control himself anymore. They used to talk about Night Furies as if they were the Grim Reaper. Tothless got domesticated and apparently his wings don't work no more. Look at how he's twirling and smacking bro in his chin. But he figures out how to fly with Tothless. And his dad is like, oh, finally. I almost sold you a couple times, but it turns out you're not completely useless. Gave him the helmet he got off one of them Chinese websites for $2 and went to Hiccup's next training session, where he handled another dragon with one of his tricks. Unk said, where you going? While Astrid is ready to cut off his neck. She don't seem to understand that we all watching this confused. How does a broke nigga keep getting motion? Who auntie he had to sleep with? You know what, Hiccup? I don't even want to know. Just make sure you don't dab me up with them hands. They must have been in some heinous places. But his dad tells the old lady to pick the best candidate. And she proceeds to pick Hiccup. Bro started grinning his teeth and Astrid gave him a devious side eye. And now he's scared for his life. He's getting hugged and is still making sure to keep his eyes on her. The second he turns his back, he's not seeing the next day. This Blick talking to Astrid crazy. She gonna use him as target practice, 100% accuracy. So she follows him into the forest to see what he's hiding. She picks him up by the collar, says why this man so greasy, rubbing her fingers, and put him to the ground. And he pops back up trying to distract her and make her go back home. Her dad clearly don't care about her anyways. It's 3 p.m. Shouldn't you be locked in your room by now? But she ain't like that. He was touching her, broke his wrist, kicked him down, and tested the abs. And then she saw Tothless, couldn't believe it, and tackled her. And Hiccup had to stop them from fighting. Had Tothless pissed. I haven't eaten in 3 days. She was about to be my snack. And Hiccup took her for a ride in the Hellcat. And they find a cave with all the dragons and their boss. And when they get back, now all of a sudden she's in love.
Ooh wee, look what that money make a bitch do.
It's now the final test of Hiccup's training. And when they unleash the dragon, he starts to drop his weapon and his shield. But he wanted to convince the dragon, thought this was a negotiation. Said, hey, it's okay, and started taking off his helmet. I'm not one of them, and threw it aside. Dragon looked at him like, is this nigga's cranium empty? Who gonna tell him I'm not a pacifist? Had everyone shocked. He gonna get turned to chow mein real soon. Stoick banged on the rail, and the dragon tried to get a piece and tried to cook him too. They started moving like them LeBron fans, sensed his glorious king in trouble and got moving. His dad opened up the gate and ran in to help, while Astrid took the hammer at his dome. The dragon forgot its manners, its ladies first. But since Hiccup got the electric ability of Prime Kai Sanat, he can't do anything, struggling to make it out the arena. His dad turned around. It was kinda nice knowing you, kiddo. I'ma just try again, and most likely succeed in having a useful son. And Hiccup is light work, until Tothless pulled up to cause a scene, wrestling the dragon and pushing him off to steal away from Hiccup, and started looking for the cameras. Y'all catching this, right? Scaring off the dragon. But Stoick saw that his popularity was about to skyrocket. Took the weapon and started making earthquakes. I'm on that. Trying to jump him, getting tackled, and right when Tothless was about to boom him, he had to stop because of Hiccup. Got smacked, then his head snatched, and they're holding him down. Man, throw this black one in jail. I should have known you were still a loser, son. Dad, please, just don't hurt Tothless. The dragon? Look, bro, get out of my face. They've killed hundreds of us. We've killed thousands of them. All of a sudden, bro can do math. He's out here worried about the details, when all I'm hearing is that the Vikings killed more, so they up in this series right now, they winning. And then Hiccup mentioned the dragon's sad life, their secret island, the danger the dragons are in, and Stoick said, wait, their island? He didn't care about the rest. Yeah, they pay rent every month to their boss. That shit ain't important right now. Decided to use Tothless as a GPS, take us to the nest. So Hiccup decided to call up the gang and gave them all new whips. We gonna spin the block. Stoick and his crew get to the island and they break open the wall and see the horde of dragons inside. This that XP boost he's been waiting for. But they all fly away and now he's confused. Until he hears the music and then big ass footsteps. He was thinking the same thing as me. It must be Rod Wave, but nah. This gigantic dragon pops out from the mountain, getting ready to feast. And Stoick is calling for Odin. He must have not been keeping up with the MCU. You had better luck calling for Thor. And he's busy raising a child or something. Their attacks aren't working, and the big dragon decides to burn them all to crisp, destroying all their ships. So Stoick grabs the spear and chucks at the dragon, and it ain't do nothing. But hey, he's trying, I guess. It's about to end the fight, but gets hit by a fireball, and we see that it's Hiccup and his friends. Gave Fishlegs a Toyota Corolla and told him to figure it out. Hiccup tries to get Toothless free, but they fall to the ocean. His dad had no faith in his son, grabbed him out the water and said, I'll do this myself, saving Toothless, and they got moving. Diving down to save Astrid from getting eaten and grabbed her out of the air, dropping her to safety. And they gave us that nice POV, cameraman working overtime. Went into high gear and shot at the boss. And that's when the second boss level was unlocked. This big ass dragon started to fly. I look at the way it's smiling. He's so chopped, it's scary. The dragon is trying to take them down, but they end up so high in the clouds that it gets lost. A Hiccup uses the blind spot to shoot at the dragon, causing some damage. And that's when they decided to light up everything. We're gonna hit something at one point, lighting Toothless's tail on fire, but that's not gonna stop them. Going back down towards the ground, but he can smell the dragon's breath on his back. Turn around and blast it. Close your mouth. And the dragon crashes down head first to eat the dirt. Also, I appreciate everyone who subscribes. We're almost at 20k. Thank you.